Old Grumpy Hunter here. Welcome to Elevating the Wildlife Observatory, aka the WLO, aka the Blind. Here are some of the reasons I wanted to elevate the WLO. To be shooting more downhill, both my arrows and bullets be hitting the ground sooner. To have a better view down the slope out of the right window while sitting inside. It's hard to explain, but the WLO sits on top of a small knoll that from the right slopes down in 3 directions. The deer use it as a pathway to come out of the creek up towards my property. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. There are trees in front of the main window and at the door. Why did I decide to do this in the middle of deer season? Remember the logging operation? I had most of what I needed to do this project. What I was missing was some hardware, including nuts, bolts, washers, and screws. The lumber to be used was either left over from other projects, given to me, or recycled from my swimming pool deck. I built the steps and the framework for the porch before starting the elevation of the WLO. How high was I going to lift it? Well, I had 4 pieces of 4x4, with the shortest one being 5 foot, 3 3/8 inches. So I cut the other 3 the same length. My biggest problem was how was I going to raise the WLO? I came up with the idea of using my tractor's bucket with 2 4x4s chained to it to act as forks and slowly lift one end, put some short pieces of 4x4 underneath it, and then do the same to the other end. Due to the trees in front of the blind and in back of it, I could not lift from those sides. I was going to repeat this process until I was able to get the 4 legs under it. That worked until I was placing the last leg. Well, that didn't go as planned. Luckily, when falling over, there was very little damage. The roof hit a small tree and it slowed the descent. The edge of the roof got wrinkled a little bit, but it's plastic and went right back into shape. I have to admit, being on its side made it easier to attach the legs and all of the cross braces. It came time to raise the WLO, but first I moved it so the legs on the ground would be where I wanted them. I decided to move it a little bit to the east while I was on its side. That way I could get it up from behind the tree that's about 24 inches in diameter, which was in front of the main window where it was originally sitting. To keep the WL from sliding as I started to lift it up, I placed and leveled some blocks on the ground, then drove some stakes into the ground, and then placed a 4x4 between the legs and the stakes. My first 2 lifts had to be from the front side. I was able to get it up just high enough to slip jack stands underneath it on my first lift, and called it quits for the night. I was running out of daylight. That next afternoon, life got in the way that morning. I added some blocks between the cross braces. The second lift got it higher, and I left it sitting there resting on some 4x4s. Again, I was running out of daylight. Then came time to get it out on all 4 legs. I was concerned about it being top-heavy and causing it to fall over in the other direction while raising it if it was able to free fall after passing the point of no return. I came up with the idea of taking a tow strap, securing it to the inside of the blind using a 3-foot piece of 4x4 and securing it to a tree with the ratchet straps, and then lifting it with my tractor, tightening up the strap and repositioning the supports under it till it was almost to the point it was going to reach the point of no return. At that point, I attached a 3-foot piece of 4x4 to a come-along, and with the cable coming out the window on the low side, I attached the other end of the come-along to the tractor, and then I slowly pushed the blind into place, made a few adjustments to get it level, and there it is. Here are the 2 large trees that were in front of behind the WLO before the move. Tree A was right outside the door, tree B was in front of the main window. How about a short tour?
Thank you for watching this Old Grumpy Hunter presentation. Please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to push the notification bell.